Alright, so this is landwatch.com. This is another good website for looking for vacant land. And similar to Land and Farm, it's designed for finding land and farms primarily. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go back and do our Big Rapids, Michigan search. And of course you can do other filters and everything, but the search is just what I find easiest. You can even do it by map and everything else as well. Okay, so looking at this here, you can fine-tune your results. This particular one says there's 160 listings, so you can already see the discrepancies. There was 250 plus for realtor, there was 70 plus for land and farm, and here it says there's 160. Which one is more accurate? You can't tell based on the results. You physically have to go through them. Things to look for are the listing date. That kind of gives you an idea of when the property was listed. And in most cases I have found that the longer the property was listed, the less likely it was that these websites were updated, because there were some that I was requiring more information on, and when I tried contacting the selling agent, the property was actually no longer listed. They just forgot to remove them. So let's go through and look at this. This one here is $74,900 and it's 34 plus acres, which is not bad. So let's go ahead and click on this one just to kind of give you a property view here. And remember, before we do that, you can narrow everything down here. So let's say you want less than 10 acres or 0 to 10, there's 144. It gives you pretty good filters here. Let's go ahead and click on this because I see a creek in the picture, and that always draws my attention. Alright, so here is the property. Here is the MLS number. This is the number that you can use cross-platform in most cases. So this number, which if you were to Google search this, it would probably come up with, some property or some realtor websites, which is fine because you can go through those and see if there's any additional information. So what we'll do here, look, we'll see the price, the acreage, and its land. This one allows you to go through the photos. So there's a creek, here's the wooded space, and I always like listings that have photos. So the creek, you can see, runs down. It looks like there's a little bridge or footbridge down there. There's some deer on there you can see in the photo. But if you read this description, it kind of gives you an idea of what they think is important. So it's telling you that there's different types of timber. The timber is a property valued over $30,000. Property value on the timber is $30,000 according to the listing agent. So as you can see, they're telling you that there might be some discrepancies already. So this is something that would red flag me here. It says this does not affect the usage of the property in any way. Now, I don't know, anything that's qualified forest management as part of the USDA program, I would have to double check in that. Alright, so let's go through. Here's their mapping system. Of course, you can zoom in. It's just Google. Kind of see where you're at. There's a creek apparently that runs through it. You can Google Earth it, see the creek, and it looks like that bridge is actually a road. And what creek is it? So it's Winters Creek. So you can always go back and do searches for the creek name on Google or in the state or whatever, and find out more information about that creek, how deep it is, how wide it is. Again, remember, this is all, if you have to do this remotely. I definitely would not buy property without actually physically getting boots on the ground. Alright, so here we go. Now we've got, a little bit more about the area. There are no water and utilities. Electricity is available, but it's not on the property. It gives you kind of the area that it's in, what it's good for, special features. So, you know, I think my favorite was probably Land and Farm, because this one is kind of limited on what information they give you, because this one's just really a re-hosting site, but it allows you to find some more active properties. And of course, you can click on the visit website. When you do that, it'll probably take you to the realtor's site, which it does, and now begins the task of having to hunt that particular property down. Okay, so this is obviously not the property. This is just this guy's featured property, and in some cases that may mean that that property is no longer available. So if you don't find it on the actual realtor's website, the land is probably no longer listed and it just hasn't been taken down. So in my experiences, let me scroll up here, let's go to Big Rapids, let's see if we can find that piece of property. So yeah, he's got properties. So what was that for? 79 something. Let's see if we can find it on his site here. Sorry if I'm scrolling fast and I'm just kind of skimming through here. So let's skip down to page 6. All right, here we go. And it was 79 something, and look, based on the prices, that property is no longer available. I'm assuming I got that right. Let's try 74. Oh, no 74s. So I think that was an old listing. Perfect example of what happens when you find a listing on a website that is no longer listed. Okay, so yep, listed for 74.9, 34 acres. It's no longer available. Don't waste your time. Always check before you start really diving deep into what you can find on here. Alright, so this is Land and Watch. For more information, feel free to email me. I'll help you as best I can. Alright, on to the next one. Appreciate it.